Hello everyone, Muffin Kirby here, and welcome to another edition of Rival Battles. But actually, this is actually not Rival Battles. This is actually going to be an X and Y Wi-Fi battle that I had with a certain YouTuber that you may or may not know. His name is Cobanermani456, and he is a very popular Nintendo-themed YouTuber that just makes some gosh good darnest videos. I'm a big fan of his, and it was an honor to actually meet with him and actually battle with him. So this is one of the first battles we had. I believe this is our second battle. I just want to show you guys how this match played out. It actually turned well in pretty well. I can't really spoil anything for you guys. So if you actually want to just watch the battle as it goes right now and you don't want me to explain my team, then go ahead and click the annotation on the screen right now, and then we can just jump right into the Wi-Fi battle. But for now, I'm going to be explaining my team. So up front, you could definitely see my Aegislash over there. That thing is named Rebellion, and he is a Sword Stance Aegislash that is holding Weakness Policy that I definitely use a lot. This battle, I believe, was way before Pokebank, I believe, and this is when Aegislash was my primary, how would you say, gimmick physical sweeper, because Aegislash is one big gimmick, and it's not exactly a very reliable physical sweeper. But I did use him, and I do think his design is actually fantastic, and that's why I went ahead and used him in this battle. Now, on the second slot is my Sigilyph, Vigil. This Sigilyph, okay, to be honest, you never really see Sigilyph at all in a lot of competitive battling, but I definitely like using him because he is, again, a gimmick Pokemon. So what he essentially does is that he uses his cosmic powers to raise his defensives, and whenever he needs to heal up, he just uses Roost. And so what's so good about the strategy is that over time he'll continually gain in defenses while healing up, and his main form of attacking is stored power. So every turn, by the end of, I believe, 6 turns, I will be able to have a 120 base power psychic move, and I'll be able to not die by anything unless they have a move that ignores my defenses. And what's cool about Sigilyph is that it does gain Magic Guard, so I give it a Flame Orb to pass on the burn, which I use a move called Psycho Shift, which always passes on a burn as long as the Pokemon is not Fire type. So that's why I use Sigilyph. He's a very gimmicky Pokemon, and he's actually, frankly, one of my favorite Pokemon designs of all time. He's really cool. So on my third slot is another flying type, which is a Staraptor, aptly named Kalina Ann, after the rocket launcher in Devil May Cry 3. It's definitely named properly because this thing is definitely very explosive. This thing is my physical sweeper by far, and it is very reliable. It's choice scarfed and it is adamant, so it continually just spams Brave Bird or Double Edge or Close Combat, and it just goes ahead and wrecks anything that comes onto the field. It's amazing. And my fourth slot is actually my Mega Venusaur named Sprout. This thing could be used in any way that you can think of. Honestly, Mega Venusaur is one of the most flexible Mega Evolutions, and the fact that it could be a physical wall, a special wall, even a physical attacker. I've seen some Sword Stance Mega Venusaurs, and it's weird. It's caught me off guard. And so this is my special wall Venusaur. I don't have any physical bulk other than maybe Aegislash or Klefki, but this Venusaur is going to be saving my ass. And it has saved my ass a whole lot of times, so I always bring him in the fight whenever I do need a good wall. Now on my fifth slot is my Espeon named Maya, after Maya Fey in the Ace Attorney series, and you guys probably know I'm a big fanboy, so this thing is a magic bounce user. Of course, it's very obvious that I switch her in whenever someone wants to set up a Sticky Web or a Stealth Rock, and she is also a dual screen Espeon, so it's very useful for a team that relies on gimmicks and does not especially have a lot of bulk. And on my sixth slot is my Klefki, Picksy. This Klefki is a Swagger, Spikes, Thunder Wave, and Foul Play Klefki, which I definitely do not recommend using because it's unreliable, but whenever it does work, it's very enraging for the other person. Causes many rage quits. So this Klefki is definitely there to annoy the hell out of his team and maybe set up some entry hazards, but looking at his team, entry hazards wouldn't be a big deal for him. So that's the end of my analysis of my team, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this Wi-Fi battle. So the battle goes ahead and starts right now, and Kobe shows up with his fabulous purple shirt. God, that's beautiful. And he goes ahead and sends in his Chevy Volt, which is a Rotom Wash. It's Rotom Wash is stupid. So it goes ahead. I thought it was going to burn me the first turn, knowing that I am a physical Aegislash, and I thought, well, I'm going to use Sword Stance. But he does use Reflect, and that cancels out my first Sword Stance. So I was just thinking, well, I better go ahead and do another Sword Stance to cancel that Reflect out. But he goes ahead and burns me and cancels that Sword Stance out. So I was, what? My Aegislash is useless. No! So then I was thinking, well, I should probably use a third Swords Dance, so just might as well. So he withdraws and sends in his Smeargle. Now this is a problem because this is a setup Smeargle with Sticky Web and Stealth Rock, and I was thinking, well, I should just use Shadow Sneak, but normal type is resistant against Ghost type. So he was smart and set in his Stealth Rocks, and I was not smart, and I didn't send an Espeon. I was stubborn because I had all those changes, and I just went ahead and used Iron Head, even though I am burned, and I am, actually, and he does have his Reflect Up. That Iron Head is still going to go ahead and bring him down to a Sash, and he is going to set up another Entry Hazard Sticky Web. Now, looking at my team does not exactly suffer from Sticky Web or Stealth Rocks that much, except maybe Staraptor, but otherwise, I'm not worrying that much about the Entry Hazard, but it does decide a lot of Pokemon's fate. So he goes ahead and sends in his Rotom Wash again, and I was thinking, well, I am +2 pretty much, but this guy is really bulky. So he sets up the second screen, which means that all of my special attacks will not do any damage to this guy, and well, it's not looking good for me right now. So I just went ahead. Iron Head isn't not going to do anything to this guy because it does resist 4 times, I believe. And he goes ahead and uses Volt Switch to kill Rebellion, but Rebellion does hang on with 1 HP, but the burn is going to kill it. He goes ahead and sends his shiny Charizard X. I do know that his black Charizard that is named Fire Nation is a Charizard X, so I was thinking, I could probably send in Klefki now. Klefki will be able to Swagger or Thunder Wave it. So I send in Picksy here, and he goes ahead and takes the Stealth Rock and the Sticky Web, but it doesn't really matter because Prankster does override the speed stat. So he goes ahead and withdraws, thinking that I will use Thunder Wave, but I actually did not use Thunder Wave. I always go for Swagger first because I like to take risks. I like to live dangerously. So he's confused, his attack is up, and my leftovers is going to heal up any Stealth Rock damage that I took. So he goes ahead and, actually his Reflect wears off, and he's going to try and burn me. Well, this is problematic for me because this is a Swagger Foul Play Klefki that relies on his attack stat to do damage. Foul Play does not use your attack stat, it uses their attack stat, which is a weird move, but I am burned, and that attack is going to be halved. So I went ahead and set up spikes because I really can't do anything to this guy. So thankfully he does take confusion damage and wasn't able to actually do whatever he wanted to do the next turn. And I was actually thinking I should probably switch now. But my Klefki does not burn it, and you guys are going to see what's going to happen next. I am going to switch out into my Sigilyph. My Sigilyph is going to be able to take whatever this guy throws at me because it is fairly specially defensive. It's actually balanced defenses. So I went ahead and used Cosmic Power. I am faster, so whatever electric attack, I know it knows Volt Switch, not Thunderbolt. Volt Switch will not do all that much damage, but it's still going to do a significant amount of damage, but I'm not going to go and I'm not going to take up to 50% damage. He's going to go ahead and switch out, and he is going to send in his Fire Nation, the Charizard. And I was thinking, well, I could probably set up one more time. And he goes ahead and Mega Evolves this turn, and oh my god, I just completely remembered that this thing is a beast. Charizard X is incredibly scary. It's definitely as scary as Charizard Y, but I went ahead and set up another Cosmic Power thinking that I could probably take the hit that he's going to throw out, but he does not do a hit. He uses Dragon Dance, which is incredibly smart for him because the Flare Blitz that he was going to do would have not killed me, but a +1 speed and +1 attack in a Charizard X is going to kill a +2 Sigilyph. Unfortunately, because Charizard X is incredibly strong. So I went ahead and sent in Picksy again, knowing that I could probably Swagger it and Thunder Wave it, hopefully, but you'll see how this turns out. I use Swagger, he is now a +3 Charizard X. This is a big risk, guys. It's either going to do massive damage to me or do massive damage to him. But unfortunately, as you can see right here, this Charizard X is going to kill my Klefki with a +3 stab with Tough Claws, Flare Blitz. Oh my god, this guy is a beast. And I partially made it into a beast. So he's going to be taking recoil damage, and I was thinking, well, this guy is probably not going to be faster than my Choice Scarf Kalina Ann, but he is faster from that +1. That +1 Dragon Dance, but he does take confusion damage. Thank God. That is really a game-changing point at that time. So I went ahead and used Brave Bird because I am going to be choice locked into something, and if I'm going to be choice locked into something, I better be choice locked into Brave Bird. So he goes ahead and sends in It's Franklin, the Blastoise, and well, really, there's no other move that I could have done. Double Edge and Brave Bird do exactly the same amount of damage. So I was just thinking, how much damage can I do to this guy? So I kept using Brave Bird, and unfortunately, it did knock it to around 50% damage, but he does use this Rock Tomb, which I was afraid it was going to kill, because Kalina Ann does have the worst defenses in the world, but he's going to drop my speed, and I'm going to live, though. But I'm definitely not going to live the next turn, because Brave Bird isn't going to do a significant amount of damage to me. And he is probably going to do Rapid Spin? That's new. He was actually thinking of getting rid of the spikes, and he probably thought that I was going to die from the Rapid Spin, but unfortunately his Reflect wears off, and whatever damage I'm going to do here is going to kill me, but it is going to KO this Blastoise. Goodbye, Kalina Ann. I wish you could have done a bit more of this match. So it goes down, my poor Staraptor, and I was then, well, go ahead, Maya. I really have nothing left here except Maya and Sprout. So he sends out his shiny Sylveon. That is really impressive, if I do have to say so. No, it's his. I can't say that. So I went and set up my light screen, because I do know that this thing is a Pixelate Hyper Voice Sylveon, which is a Fairy type, base 120 Fairy type move that will go through substitutes. But thankfully, I don't have any substitute Pokemon on this team, and I set up a light screen. So whatever Hyper Voice is doing, it will be halved. So I do not. Fairy type does not exactly resist Psychic type moves. So I just went ahead and kept spamming Psychic, hopefully dropping its impressively high special defense. But this guy is smart, and he goes ahead and goes for the Wish. So the next turn, if I don't kill this thing, which I did not, it left with like a sliver of health, it is going to gain 50% health back. So this Hyper Voice is going to kill me, and I have no Pokemon left. This is looking very bad. He's got 3 healthy Pokemon on his team, and he has a Wishing Sylveon that it will tank anything that I could throw at it. But you know what? My Sprout is not going to have any of that. So I go ahead and evolve my Mega Venusaur here, and well, I was thinking, this guy's probably going to go ahead and Wish again. I could go ahead and take whatever health that I lost with Stealth Rock, and whatever health he's going to take away with Hyper Voice, and going to use Leech Seed. So he sent up a Wish this time, probably to heal himself back to full health, and this Leech Seed is going to give me back all the health that I lost from Stealth Rocks, and it's looking pretty good for me. And he uses Heal Bell, probably thinking that it would take away the Leech Seed. I can't talk. And I use a Sludge Bomb, and no matter how specially defensive this Sylveon is, a Mega Venusaur Sludge Bomb is going to kill it. So he goes ahead, senses his Rotom Wash once again. He uses Will-O-Wisp, trying to burn me, but it misses. What luck? What luck? What luck? So this Mega Venusaur goes ahead and gets a Giga Drain on, and this is the final match. It's a shiny Suck to Speed Breloom, and knowing Breloom's set, all of its moves are 4 times resisted by Venusaur, and it is weak against poison. So that was the end of the match there. His Breloom really couldn't do anything against my Mega Venusaur, thank God. And so, you know what? Good games, Kobe. That was a heart-wrenching match, because I saw all my team die, and I nearly lost. But my heart was beating, I was sweating, hands were shaking, but my Mega Venusaur pulled through. So, if we look back at that match, you probably thought, well, maybe that the game-changing point was that Sylveon trying to use Heal Bell, trying to take with the Leech Seed. Well, actually, I do want to contradict and say the game-changing point in that game was really all up to luck. It was that confusion that Charizard X actually had. It was confused, it was +3, and really, all he had to do was keep Flare Blitzing and my entire team would have died. But he was confused. So that confusion did come through and completely knock his Charizard X flat, and my Staraptor was able to come in and finish it off. So thanks for watching, guys. I actually want to get your guys' feedback on this new Wi-Fi battle format. If you like this analysis that I have at the very beginning and very end, go ahead, just tell me if you want me to shorten it, want me to go more in depth, or if you want me to axe it just completely and just have the battle commentary. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and if you don't comment, like, or subscribe, I'm going to find you guys $1,000,000 Poké Dollars.